what we had here in Australia, we had a hundred pilot whales, the deep water pilot whales. They beached, and what they did first was they came into the area near the beach, and they all accumulated around each other, swam around, and then all of a sudden they all made a beeline for the beach. Right? Then the people, they did try to save them. They tried to put them back. They kept beaching. So I spoke to them, and unfortunately, those 100 whales perished. Right.
Wow.
So I communicated with these whales, and I said, "Can you tell me what happened?" And yeah, there's always a spokes animal when there's a big group, and this spokes animal came forward, and this animal said to me, we had a high pitch frequency in the water that we couldn't escape from. And I said, can you tell me what was it from? And they said there was, for want of a better word, what we would call an explosion.
Right.
There was an explosion between land and ice. And they were talking about Antarctica.
Right.
I said, was it from a disturbance underneath? And they said it was man-made.
I was going to say, is it man-made? Yeah.
Yes, but nobody's ever said, nobody's owning
No,
up to
no, no.
anything
No.
down
Top
there.
secret.
And it's all top secret. But they told me that the tectonic plates of the earth have been shifted.
Right.
But the frequency was so bad and continuous that they went away from it, ended up, and that's why they were going around each other going, what are we going to do? It was driving them insane, I guess, because of their sonar. And they all went and got on the land to get away from the frequency.
Yeah.
And they couldn't go back in the water because whatever was happening down there, whatever it caused in the chain of events, because they all perished within a day or so, like a day and a half or whatever it was. So that frequency was still there. Some of them were put back in the water and they couldn't stand it and they had to get out again. So if people want to know about this, we are causing a lot of problem to our own animals, and the scientists haven't worked it out. And so these animals were at the base of Western Australia, and they told me that there was going to be a series, continuous over months and months, of natural disasters around the planet from this event.
Yeah.
We're still seeing them.
Is this sort of fairly recent?
No, this was a few months ago, but what happened was 5 days after they told me, we had an earthquake in Western Australia.
Yeah.
And it was on a perfectly vertical line.
Gotcha.
From where the center of it was to where those animals beached. Perfect vertical line. Then we started to get them in other countries around the world, and they said they will continue for months and months and months, and we're still getting them.
Yeah.
So this has been from a chain of events. Now, when they tell you about that, they don't necessarily mean just from the one that they heard.
No.
They're talking about there's other stuff going on in there, and it's continuing, and it's upsetting the tectonic plates. So this is very interesting because, if only people would listen, we could work this out. But there's obviously some people that don't want it to be known, I guess.
Oh, of course.
The whale, there's not, we
Yeah.
haven't had any notification about it.
No.
But Greenpeace was complaining about further up in WA, they were trying to stop the mining people from making explosions up there, and they were noting that it would affect whales, right?